Hey there, let's get into today's video. Today we're gonna be discovering NVIDIA. To be honest, NVIDIA is not a really famous company in Japan, but for gamers, NVIDIA must have been a leading tech company which known for graphic processing units, namely GPUs. It's originally designed for gaming, and furthermore, they have produced AI and machine learning, data centers and cloud computing, and something more innovative than other tech companies can imitate. The US government considers DeepSeek would be the biggest competitors in the world. As I mentioned in the last video, the US didn't want to export their domestic semiconductors to China because they intended to regulate the export for national security and economic competitiveness. That makes sense, of course. Yeah, the US government feared the military technology developed by China, and they feared supply chain control was corrupted. The US wants to maintain its technological leadership over China in terms of aerospace business, military power, and the US seeks to limit China's progress in these fields. Afterwards, surprisingly enough, China kicked the US ass out. Oh boy, what a bummer. The US imposed restrictions on companies like NVIDIA, limiting the sales of advanced AI chips to Chinese firms like Huawei and Alibaba. You know how powerful it is? The US fears that if China becomes self-sufficient in chip production, it could lead to the next dependence of everything on China instead of Western countries like Europe. Trump doesn't like that. He's not happy for that. So what the US does is, like I said, impose too much tariffs and protect the semiconductor industry like NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel. Trump administration keeps accusing China of intellectual property theft and China's unfair trade practices, but obviously China doesn't admit that. Then, how do you think DeepSeek could produce high-quality semiconductors at an incredibly low price? DeepSeek revolutionized AI development by creating a cutting-edge model with significantly lower costs, like DeepSeek's advanced H800 GPUs. They could optimize these chips to effectively train their models, and eventually they succeeded to reduce memory and compress context data during model training and process power requirement. Furthermore, lower operational cost. The US believes China stole their AI technology, but who knows? The investigation is still ongoing, but who cares? The US AI company like OpenAI already developed cutting-edge AI models like ChatGPT, but China's AI doesn't really depend on the most advanced semiconductor, which is way too expensive. China's semiconductors is cheaper, but it works. It works better than the US ones. DeepSeek's impact on AI and semiconductor is so huge that China outsmarts the US. How did it happen? Well, DeepSeek doesn't disclose their credential info in public, so it's totally blackout. We never know how it happened, but I think it's quite similar to distilled beverage like whiskey, brandy, and gin and vodka. Distillation is a key term for AI learning. Do you understand what I intended to tell you? Let me just make it simple this way, okay? So distilled drinks are just like a whiskey, brandy, and shochu. If you are familiar with Japanese sake, they are made through a process that involves fermentation and distillations. A fermentable base such as grain turns into whiskey, fruit turns into a brand, and Japanese sake turns into shochu. Yeah, they are used to produce alcohol. Yeast is added to convert sugars into ethanol and carbon dioxide. This process creates a low alcohol liquid. They are then heated in a pot still or column still. Since alcohol has a lower boiling point than water, it evaporates first. The alcohol vapors go up, cool down, and condense into a liquid form, resulting in a higher alcohol concentration than beer and wine. Beer is made from wheat, right? Yeah, namely brewed liquor. They are distilled many times, and then they result in whiskey. AI training is exactly the same process as distillation. Once whiskey is stored and aged in barrels many years, many years later, it develops flavor and gets more delicious. AI learning is totally same. In other words, we put into the tremendous amount of data into AI. We compress those data into automated AI learning, and we do the repetition over and over time. That's how AI turns into advanced AI. That's called distillations. Technically, DeepSeek distilled AI model in America, and they made the most of quality on prototyped semiconductor at the cheapest price. I mean, externally cheaper production cost. The US has doubted that DeepSeek is still doing illegal stuff behind the government, but whatever US is under investigation, DeepSeek is the most powerful competitors anyway. One of the biggest threats against DeepSeek is they studied open source principles. They embraced open source to foster innovation and collaboration within the AI community. This approach allows software developers worldwide to access, modify, and build upon the DeepSeek's models from organizations like ChatGPTs. These strategic moves has made advanced AI capabilities more accessible, enabling the broader range of applications across the various companies. That may be what Trump and Elon Musk are concerned about. I'll call it a day here. Hey, thanks for watching my YouTube channel. If you find my video useful, please don't forget to subscribe for more updates. I really wish you to stay tuned and stay connected to my community. It's all free, and if you put a comment down below, I reply you back ASAP. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next session.